How can I find swinger clubs in London? Now, this is a question that I get asked fairly frequently, and it's one which many people are searching for, quite understandably too. You want to explore the swinger lifestyle and find information on the best clubs the city has to offer, but you don't know where to begin. It can be hard to know where to start looking about the swinger lifestyle, but don't worry, you are not alone. In this video, I'm going to share with you some of my top tips on how to find swinger parties in London in 2022. My name is Rosie Kay, and I'm an ethical non-monogamy coach for couples and singles who want to start in the swinger lifestyle. On my blog, ThisKindaGirl.co.uk, I am dedicated to banishing the stigma about ethical non-monogamy, the swinger lifestyle, and teaching people about who swingers really are. So when we are talking about swinger clubs in London and the best places to find swinger clubs and swinger parties, there are a few places which I always recommend. The first point of call, I would say, is to start looking online. Now, there are a few swinger websites out there you can look for, but two of the biggest and best are either Fab Swingers or SDC.com. Now, SDC, there's a link to it from my website where you can click and you can check it out. Otherwise, Fab Swingers, you can search in Google and have a look there. So when you're on these websites, once you've signed up, when you've made a profile, and they're both free to sign up, by the way, and then SDC, you pay for it, but you get a month's free trial, I think, first. After you've signed up, when you've made a profile, you can then start searching for swinger parties. You can start looking for clubs because they have that option on there. So these are two places in which you can use to start looking for swinger parties. Most of the biggest clubs do advertise on these sites, and also you get information about smaller clubs and also smaller private parties and smaller gatherings that are happening. And you can also search by location as well. So if you're North London or South London, again, you can have a look on there for them. So another way that a lot of people start looking, and another way that people do find information about swinger parties is, of course, looking on Google, as we use Google for everything these days. There's no reason why you won't be able to find swinger parties on there. However, yes, some clubs might come up. Yes, some websites might come up, but it can be really hard to know how you apply, whether you can apply, what those places are like, and what type of people are going to be there, because obviously the club wants to promote them, promote themselves and say they're the biggest and best, and they've got this and they've got that. But in reality, you might go and you might have an awful experience, or you might actually not be able to join in for any of those events, or you might go to the wrong event. So although you may be able to find them by using search engines, the reality is it can be really hard to know what they're going to be like. And also, a lot of the websites I found, and a lot of the kind of club websites, they're not actually updated, and there's a lot of misinformation. So that's also why I wanted to make a very current video about this year and about the clubs that are on offer now, because there are quite a few outdated things on there, and parties and events which simply don't happen, which do still come up. So when you are looking online, it can be quite difficult to actually find current parties and current events that are happening. So do be mindful of that. Now, another way that you can find swinger parties and events in London is by having a look on my website. I have quite a lot of blog articles dedicated to helping you guys and girls find swinger parties in London. I have lived in London for a very long time now. I've been to many, many clubs and events in the city, so I do know how to find them, and how to visit, how to enjoy them, who you expect to meet, how to make a membership, all these things. So again, you can have a look on my site, ThisKindaGirl.co.uk, and you can have a look on there as well. Now, if you want an even easier way of finding clubs and swinger parties, then I've actually written a guide, which again is available on my site, ThisKindaGirl.co.uk, and it gives you a roundup of the biggest and best swinger parties in the UK, and some of those are in London. Now, In the guide, there are parties for single males, for single women, and for couples, and it tells you exactly where they are, how to visit them, and who you can expect to meet. So I have made it even easier for you to find swinger parties in London this summer. Now, if you want an even easier way of getting involved in the swinger lifestyle, and you want to visit clubs in London, and you want to get involved in the swinger stream straight away, then you can do by joining my TKG club, because not only do you get free access to all of the not only do you get access to the guides that I've written, where you will find information about swinger parties in London and the UK, you also get information on all of the biggest and best swinger party happenings, because you are part of my community of genuine swingers. You also will find in TKG Club all the reviews and the behind the scenes experiences of those parties. So if you want to know what Le Boudoir is like, or the Penthouse Playrooms is like, or what the Vista Wife party was like, or what it's like at the VA, then you can do, because all of the reviews are included in the TKG membership. So when I'm talking about whether clubs are reputable, what they're going to be like, who you're going to meet, how you're going to play, what it's like inside, this is one way in which you can find out. So there are a few ways in which you can start swinging in London. I think it's also really important to remember that, yes, there are lots of clubs for couples, but there's also clubs and events that do cater for single people as well, because this is a question which I am asked all the time. Where can single people get involved in the swinger lifestyle? And very often it can be quite confusing for people when they're kind of looking online and they're looking at clubs, and it's quite hard for single people to make an application. It's quite hard for them to be accepted. Whereas in the guides, that I've written, and in the reviews I've written, I do detail whether single people can go, how they can make a membership, and what criteria it is you need to meet, and what you have to do to be verified. So it really is worth checking those out to find out, because I don't want you guys and girls to be wasting your time and money on something which is not actually going to provide you with what it is you want to experience. So I hope that's given you some answers as to where you can find swinger clubs in London. There are absolutely clubs and parties out there, but you do have to do a little bit of research. So thank you very much for watching my video. Please do subscribe to my channel, and do click the like as well if you enjoy my content. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you found it useful. If you wish to support me and you want to get your hands on some bonus content, you can do so by visiting my Patreon. All of the links to the site, to the membership, to the guides are all listed below. And remember, guys and girls, an open or a swinger relationship, it doesn't mean simply one person having sex or being intimate with others while completely disregarding their existing relationship and their partner's emotions. Genuine swinging is about honest conversation and real connection based on mutual respect. So until next time, guys and girls, I shall see you all soon.